Hi guys, welcome back to ST Glover's channel. So today we're going to be making a tutorial on how to sew this dress you see on the screen and the one you saw on the thumbnail. So and the one on the screen is actually what the client wanted. So this is the one we are going to be making. So stay tuned and thank you for always liking, subscribing to my channel. Thank you. So guys, this is the fabric that we are going to be using to make this dress. So we are going to be using chiffon fabric. So we are going to start cutting with from the trouser. So after cutting it, this fabric is not enough, like it's not very big, and I'm making this dress for a plus size person. So we're going to be cutting the trouser part first, then after that we'll cut the half length. Sometimes it can be very hard to work with a chiffon fabric because it normally shifts, like it's very light fabric. So I just went ahead to mark my starting line, and I'm going to start marking it. So I'm just going to go out by my half length. So and then from that half length I'll have to trace my full length of this jumpsuit. So I just have to indicate my full length there, and then I will add about 2-inch seam allowance, and then after that I'll just have to find a way to see if I can trace it with my chalk. So right about now I'm going to mark my hip line, that is from my waist to my hip line, and then I'll just use my chalk and trace it. This fabric is very light, so it's very difficult to actually work with it, and the chalk is not really visible. I'm so sorry about that. So just listen to what I'm saying and how I am explaining it. So right about now I come down to mark my cross depth, and then so you go ahead and mark your own cross depth. So and then I use this ruler to rule everything, both my hip line and my cross depth. But it was not still easy to do it, but we just have to do it. But me that is working on this dress, I actually know what I'm doing. So when I cut it, you see it, but right now as we're marking, it's not really visible. So right about now we are going to be marking our hip measurement divided by 4, and then we add 1.5 sewing allowance to it, and then we are going to trace it from the cross line to the waistline, because so it's not going to be like a very tight on the waist, so we have to do it like that. So and then we are going to now identify our cross extension. To get our cross extension, you have to divide the hip measurement by 4, and then you divide it again by 4, and then whatever it gives you, that is what you are going to mark on your cross line, and then you trace it and cuff it. So right about now we are going to be marking our hip line. So your hip measurement divided by 4, of course, then whatever it gives you, you mark it, and then you add sewing allowance to it. No, we're adding 1.5 sewing allowance to what we are doing here. So that's exactly what I'm going to do here. So after that, you're just going to mark it from there to the hip line to give you that curve shape, and then you go ahead and trace it down from the cross extension, and then from the waistline you come down from this cross line by 1 inch, and then you mark it to give that slant effect. So we are going to use the back part to cover it or when we are cutting it. So this is it, and I'm just trying to trace everything to make sure that everything is equal. So right about now we are going to just place the front on the back part, and then we are just going to trace it just as it is, and then just trace everything. And on the upper part I added 1.5 inch, and then I slant it like this, and then I also mark my cross extension. I just have to add the same extension that I did on the front to the back, and then I trace it, and that is it. So right about now, just for you to make sure that all your measurements are accurate, and then you just go ahead and trace your chalk and then you mark it out. You can even cut it on your pattern paper and then use your pattern paper to trace it, to actually cut it on your main fabric so that you will not run lost. So right now it's time to cut our front. So we're going to start with the back because this is overlap. So I've gone ahead to mark my zipper allowance and then I mark my starting line. My zipper allowance I use 1.5. So right about now, just mark my shoulder divided by 2 and then I will mark it, and then I mark my neck width, and I'm actually using I'm using 3, and then on the depth for the back I'm going to be using 2. Have to join the point together and connect it like this. So right about now I'm going to be marking my shoulder slope, and that is 1.5, and I'm just going to connect it from the neck width to the shoulder slope. And then I'm going to be marking the chest line. I will be using the chest line of 7, and that's where we are going to be forming our armhole. And then from there I'm just going to mark a straight line from that shoulder down to the chest line. So right about now I'm going to be marking my bust measurement divided by 4, and then I will add sewing allowance to it, and then I'm just going to come down to my waistline. This back part is not going to have under bust, it's not needed. So I'm just going to mark my waist divided by 4, and then I'm going to mark it and add sewing allowance to it. The length of this half length is that I'm using 18 inches. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut it out, and exactly how you see me do on this video, and that is it, as you can see. So right about now, for me to cut the front part, I'm going to bend the zipper allowance like this inside, just as you see me do. Make sure you arrange it, make everything align. So I'm just going to bend it inside like this so that I can use it to cut the front part. So I've already placed the back on my front piece, so I'm just going to mark about 6 inches out. You can do 8, you can do 7, depending on how you want it to be. So I'm just going to go up from the hem line, from the half length by 1 inch, and then I'm going to mark my neck depth for the front. So I'm just going to trace it. So it's going to be like a V neckline. You know overlap now, how overlap is. So I'm going to trace it from my neck width, and then I will now trace it to my neck depth, and then I will take it down to where where the overlap ends. So I'm just going to go ahead and connect all the points and trace the armhole, and then I will just use my scissor and cut it out. So you guys, this is how simple it is to cut. And if you have watched this video to this extent, do it to give it a thumbs up and like, share and comment. Thank you. So right about now I'm going to be working on the back dress. So I'm just going to I want to remove the zipper bush. So I'm going to just remove it by half an inch. So I'm just going to mark half an inch from the waistline. I will now slant it to the neckline, and then I will cut it out. So that is how to remove your zipper bush. So you can go ahead and do the same thing on your own dress. So I'll just go ahead and cut it out like this. So right about now it's time for us to start joining our dress. So this neckline, I'm just going to use a bias. I'll take it to my sewing machine. I will go and bias the neckline. I will do the back and the front just as you see me do here. I'm going to bias everything, and then look at this other part. This is the overlap, the front dress. So I'm just going to take it to my sewing machine. I will bias it, and then when I'm done with the everything, I will just bring it back and come and show you guys what it looks like. And after everything, this is exactly how it will look like. So I'm going to bias the front and the back. all the part that I need to bias, I'm going to just bias it, and then I will bring it back. So you guys, this is it. I'm done with it. So this is how it looks like. So right about now, I'm going to sew it. You can decide the part you want it to overlap each other. So for me, this is how I want mine. So I'm just going to take it to my sewing machine. I will stitch, and this is it. So right about now, I've gone ahead to stitch the front trouser. So I just stitched the cross line, and this is how it actually looks like. So I just stitched by half an inch, and this is it. So and then I iron it. So you can go ahead and do it. If you don't know how to sew your trouser and stitch, I have a tutorial on how I make a trouser on my channel. You can check out. So, and right about now, I'm just going to stitch the trouser part to the upper part of this dress, and then after I'm done, I'll bring it back to show you guys. So this is it. I am done. As you can see, it's very beautiful, and it was very, very easy to do it, and you can go ahead and do it. So this is it, and the next thing we are going to be doing now is to work on the other part, that is the back part. So you go ahead and do the same thing on your end, and this is it. So this is the back part. I've already turned the neckline, and what I'm just going to do, I did not join the zipper allowance together. That's because I want to join the piece of the trouser. Even the trouser, if you notice, I did not join it together. I want to join them like this first. So after I'm done, I will now join the from the zipper allowance down to the cross line. So this is it. I'm done. As you can see, this is how it looks like. It's very beautiful, right? And what I have here, I don't want to stitch the zipper allowance. I'm just going to use my tape and mark the length of my zip. Where I want my zip to end, I will just mark it, and then from that point I will join the cross line. So I'm going to join it. I will follow the zipper allowance and join my cross extension like this. So this is how it looks like, and I'm done. So right about now, I'm just going to arrange everything because it's time to join our shoulder together. So I'm going to bring the front piece, and then I will place it on this right side facing each other, and then I'm going to join the shoulder together. I'm going to be sewing it with half an inch, and this is how we are going to be doing it. So just join it. This dress, it's kind of very, very light. Every little thing to just scatter everything. So you really have to be very careful. If you have pin, you can always use your pin to pin it down so that to avoid mistakes. So I'm just going to stitch the shoulder, as I said, by half an inch. So I will take it to my sewing machine right now, and then I will stitch it down like this. So you guys, I'm done with the shoulder, and this is exactly what it looks like. So the next thing we're going to do, I'm going to just go ahead and cut my sleeve off camera, and then I'll join some part, and then I'll bring it to the camera. So you guys, I've gone ahead to join my sleeve. I added elastic to the hem line, and then I just join it by half an inch. So it's not really hard. If you don't really know how to cut your sleeve, I have a tutorial on my channel where I teach how to cut your basic sleeve, both the short and the long. So you can check out so that you can follow the step and cut your own sleeve. So I've joined the part. So what I'm just going to do now is to go ahead and stitch from the sleeve down to the hem line, and then I will do the same to the other end. Then I will also hem the side, and then after I'm done, I'm just going to hem the down part, and I will do the same thing on the other leg. So you guys, I will just work on it off camera, and then that is how it's going to be. I'm so sorry, my camera is not really bright. People should pray for me to have money so that I can buy a better camera, I can have a better studio, so that whenever I'm shooting, you people can always see the content and then and know what we are doing. This is like a fashion school, but we just have to keep on pushing what we have. So right about now, this our dress is going to have a belt, so I'm going to be adding a belt to it. So I've already prepared my belt off camera, and the width is about 1.5, and then the length of my belt, it's actually depending on how you want your own to be. It's about 48 inches, so you can do your own according to how you want it. And then I have it too here because I'm going to be putting the belt on the both side. So I'm going to just mark it to my half length, and then I will add the belt to it, and I'll just add it, and then I will. So this is how I'm going to be placing it, like this. So you're just going to push it inside, and then you just place it like this, and then you stitch it. You can use your pin to hold it so that when you're stitching it, the belt will not go out. So you guys, this is it. This is how to actually cut and sew this jumpsuit. Thank you so much for watching, and please do well to like and comment and share these videos with your friends, with your family, and bye for now. Bye.